Hey, what's good, YouTube? Real important. This video right here that I want to speak on is about something that happened to me last night. Um, and I feel that it's right to share this with y'all. Around about 12:30 a.m., I was done watching a TV series, Another Life, which is a good series talking about extraterrestrials and how long they've been here and their capabilities and stuff like that. Hollywood's version of what they could be doing, which we know they all exist. But that's not what I want to say is that I'm not blown away. Back in the day, I would have probably jumped up and ran out of the house. Probably never came back in the house again. In all actual reality, the house had nothing to do with it. But I will say this. At 12:30 when I went to lay down, I'll never forget. I only laid down for 20 seconds. Maybe a little longer, maybe almost a minute. And I was laying on my stomach. And for the past 3 years, I haven't been sleeping right. I've been waking up at 3 a.m., 4:30, sometimes 4:15. Something keeps interrupting my sleep. And I told y'all before, and Holly, if you watching, you know as well, because I told you about that facility that I posted the video about my ears ringing and that cicada sound. Ever since then, somebody been tapping in, tampering with me, and it's something spiritual, if that's what you want to call it. But I want to tweak that up a little bit, because just what we might call spiritual might not even be spiritual at all. These silhouettes that we see, that I have seen, and extraterrestrial, they come through portals. They could come from dimensions, at will, and they don't need the transportation that they come here with, that we think they come here with, which they do have those, but there's many species of them because the galaxy is big and there's many species on all planets. So when I used to tell y'all about the God thing and religion, they got to rewrite all of that, because then who's the God and all of that on all these other planets, and why does everybody even look like this and they look like that, and they can fly and we can't, and they can disappear and we can't. That's another video. But is about the portals. Reason why I say they do come through portals, because last night around 12:30, almost a minute into laying down, a body full of energy, can't sleep. I don't care if I was working out in the basement, I still can't sleep. I do that sometimes so I can get some sleep. And it doesn't help, because this isn't, they're not letting this sleep. Somebody is tampering with this. They tapping in. I uncovered something, and I had an encounter, let's just say that. Everybody don't have to believe this, but I had an encounter, and the third one is abduction. Well, I had the second encounter. The first encounter was when I seen it. The first encounter was whenever I seen it. The second one was when I seen it on the deck. And the third one is abduction. And I was abducted in the living room, laying on the couch, and I was getting electrocuted. The strobe light was flashing. I told y'all about that. So ever since then, they've been tampering with me. They will not let me get a full night's rest. And if this is too deep for y'all, you can go ahead and turn off right now. Ain't nothing crazy about me. I already told y'all that. But About a minute, almost a minute into me laying down, trying to go to sleep, something touched my right shoulder 3 times. Not a felt like, not a I thought maybe, or no, they touched me 3 times like this. So take 3 fingers. I felt three um things on my shoulder right here when I'm laying down on my chest. I felt 3 of them. I can feel 3 things on my skin. 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 taps and then 3 presses. So in 3 different locations. So not too far apart, which indicated they was fingers, but it was 3. Why 3? Um, and they touched my shoulder, and I almost jumped up, wondering what in normally I would have ran. I would have got up. I would have left the house. But I sat there mentally and I'm like, wow, I know what that was, but like, wow, I was stuck. Now they are coming through dimensions and they are tampering with me. Once again, a lot of y'all ain't gonna believe this, but yeah, this really happened to me last night. So who knows what tonight is gonna bring. Once again, ever since I discovered that facility, weird things been happening. Even as far as them setting up floodlights and pretending they putting in a water line at 3 a.m. in the morning outside with the floodlights not even aiming at the work that they was doing with posing water company vehicles, but the lights was aimed directly at my house. Um, Verizon workers posing as doing work on internet service on lines, and it's nothing but wilderness across the street. Like, what are you doing? You know, right now I got that flying over me telling y'all this. Y'all want to know something even crazier? You know, when I tell y'all they come through these portals, they can pose, shape shift, and look like people, walk, talk, act just like me and you. I went to explore this tunnel. I got to go back into my videos and see if I still got it on there, because I think I do. But I was exploring this tunnel, and one of my subscribers, which is a friend of mine, uh, Rivers Isle, if you watching, hey, how are you? Um, she has said to me too in the comment, it's pretty strange how these guys came out of nowhere right when you were filming. Like, they look, these 2 dudes on a road that was tore up. There was no, how did you even get, first of all, how did you even get down from the highway? Because the highway is busted open. There's no connection to the highway. So they had these 2 street bikes. Excuse me for burping. They had these 2 street bikes, you know, racing ninjas. One had a Kawasaki, and I think one was a Ninja. And they was coming down on the path, and then they had their helmets on, all black visor. They didn't lift the visors up. I think they spoke. When I went like that, they had no choice but to play it off, but them wasn't people. They looked like people. I don't know how but they knew I was down there. But I was on point anyway. I don't even know why. I just thought I had to throw that in there for y'all. But anyway, man, last night something touched my right shoulder. 3 taps. 1, 2, 3. Um, if my grandmother was living, she would have said something like, it was, that was just, imagine having a grandmother or auntie that's all into religion in the church. She would have came up with some, and no disrespect to my grandmother, because I love my grandmother. Um, she would have said something religious like, that was the hand of God, or it was Jesus, or it was, if my grandmother would have said something like that, don't fear that. Or she would have even said something like, that was an angel of death. She would have said something like, that was a demonic, that was a demon. It was evil. My grandmother would have said something like that. But I know if it would have been evil, I would have ran. I would have ran. You could feel, you could sense something that's not comfortable with you. You gonna haul ass. I didn't, but I knew something touched me. It looked me. The wall's right there. There's a wall right there. You know. I thought I'd share that with y'all. I had a pistol on me, but what you want me to do? Shoot through a wall? Love y'all.